They don't want you to know this. Society wants you weak, distracted, and addicted. They want you scrolling mindlessly, stuffing yourself with junk, drowning in entertainment, chasing worthless dopamine hits like a lab, rat pressing a lever. They built an entire system designed to keep you trapped in fear, trapped in self-doubt, trapped in a reality where you never truly think for yourself. But let me tell you something. The moment you wake up, the moment you seize control of your mind, you become unstoppable. Because once you control your mind, you control your actions. And once you control your actions, you control your reality. Now, let me ask you this. Who controls your mind right now? If you say, I do, you're lying to yourself. Your mind is being pulled in 1,000 directions. Notifications, cravings, entertainment, negativity. Everything around you is designed to hijack your focus. You sit down to work and suddenly your phone pings. You get distracted, and before you know it, an hour is gone. Your energy is drained. You promise yourself, I'll focus tomorrow, but tomorrow comes, and the cycle repeats. This is the trap. This is the mental prison. And unless you break out, you will never reach your full potential. So, how do you take control? How do you override the programming that's been forced into your brain since birth? How do you turn yourself into an unstoppable force, immune to distraction, doubt, and weakness? The answer is simple, but brutal. Most people aren't willing to do it. Most people would rather stay comfortable in their little cage, never realizing they hold the key. But if you're one of the dangerous ones who's ready to break free, then listen carefully. First, you must become the master of your own thoughts. Right now, your thoughts are running wild like an untrained beast. You think in loops. You dwell on the past. You fear the future. You let negativity creep in, poisoning your potential before it even has a chance to grow. This has to stop. The first step is awareness. Most people have no idea what they're even thinking about all day. They just react. Something happens, and they feel a certain way. But if you start paying attention, you'll realize something. Your thoughts are not you. They are just noise, and if you train yourself to filter them, you can control them. Every time a weak thought enters your mind, I can't do this. I'm tired. Maybe tomorrow. You crush it immediately. You don't entertain it. You don't let it linger. You replace it. You tell yourself. I am capable. I will win. There is no other option. And eventually, your mind starts listening. Once you control your thoughts, you control your emotions. And this is where the game changes. Because emotions are what make people weak, they are why people quit. They are why people hesitate. But emotions are just reactions, and reactions can be reprogrammed. Most people let their emotions dictate their actions. If they feel tired, they don't work. If they feel scared, they don't take the risk. If they feel lazy, they procrastinate. But a real winner does the opposite. He doesn't act based on how he feels. He acts based on what needs to be done. It doesn't matter if he's tired. It doesn't matter if he's scared. It doesn't matter if he doesn't feel like it. He does it anyway. And this right here is the difference between success and failure. Winners don't rely on motivation. They rely on discipline. But here's the secret. Discipline is not something you're born with. It's something you train. Every time you override your emotions and do what needs to be done, you strengthen your mind. You become immune to excuses. You become ruthless with your time And soon, nothing can stop you. The final step, the most powerful step, is learning to program your own mind. If you don't program it, someone else will. And trust me, they already are. Every ad you see, every headline you read, every video you watch, it's all shaping the way you think. The question is, who is in control? The weak consume, the strong create. The weak are distracted, the strong are focused. The weak follow, the strong lead. Follow. The strong lead. If you want to be one of the strong ones, you must take back control. You must become the architect of your own mind. This means feeding it the right information, cutting out the garbage, surrounding yourself with people who push you higher, not drag you down, training yourself to think like a winner because the world is doing everything in its power to make you think like a loser. The moment you control your mind, you control your mind. You control everything. You see through the lies. You break free from the distraction. You move with purpose, knowing that nothing and no one can pull you off course. And the best part, once you master this, you become a weapon. A force that cannot be broken, manipulated, or stopped. Most people will never reach this level. They will stay weak, distracted, and lost. But you, distracted and lost. But you have a choice. You can either continue living like the rest, controlled, programmed, enslaved, or you can rise above it all and take your place among the elite. The choice is yours. But if you truly want to be powerful, if you truly want to be free, then you already know what you need to do. Control your mind or be controlled. There is no instead. Now, let me ask you something. What happens when a man fully controls his mind? What does he become? He becomes a force, a storm that cannot be stopped, a machine that executes with precision, a leader who bends reality to his will. A man with an unbreakable mind is a man who wins, always. Because think about it, every single external obstacle in life, every challenge, every setback, every piece of bad luck means nothing compared to the war happening inside your own head. The weak spend their entire lives trying to change the outside world. They blame their failures on the economy, the government, their parents, their genetics, their luck. They scream, "It's not fair," and wait for someone to save them. But the strong never waste time on blame. They take full responsibility for everything. They understand one thing that changes the entire game. The world doesn't give you what you want. It gives you what you demand. And the only way to demand more is by becoming more. The reality is this: life is brutal. It doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't care about your struggles. It rewards only one thing: power. And power starts in the mind. So how do you push this even further? How do you take your mental control from strong to godlike? By eliminating the final weakness, doubt. Doubt is the single biggest killer of potential. It is the single biggest killer of potential. It's the silent assassin in your mind, whispering, "Oh, what if you fail? What if you're not good enough? What if people judge you?" And if you listen to these whispers, you hesitate. You slow down. And that hesitation is all it takes to lose. Because success in life is about speed, execution, moving fast and adjusting on the fly. If you hesitate, you give someone else the chance to take your spot. If you hesitate, opportunities pass you by. If you hesitate, you let fear win. And let me be brutally honest with you. Most people will hesitate. Most people will sit there, paralyzed by their own minds, waiting for the perfect moment that never comes. They'll spend their lives thinking instead of doing, and they'll die full of regrets. But you, you're different. You don't hesitate. You don't overthink. You see an opportunity. You take it. Say An opportunity, you take it. You feel fear, you move forward anyway. You don't wait for permission. You don't wait for guarantees. You simply act. This is what separates the elite from the average. The elite know deep in their core that failure is irrelevant. Failure is part of the process. Ha! Failure is just another step toward mastery. And because they refuse to be controlled by doubt, they move with a level of confidence that makes the rest of the world bow down. And here's where it gets even more powerful. When you truly eliminate doubt, something strange happens. The world begins to bend to your will. People start following you. Opportunities seem to appear out of nowhere. Success that once seemed impossible becomes inevitable. Because confidence is magnetic. Power is magnetic. People are naturally drawn to those who know, without a shadow of a doubt, that they are destined to win. This is the final stage. When you master your mind to this level, nothing can stop you. You become the man in the arena, the one who sets the rules, the one who dictates the game. You are no longer reacting to life. You are creating it. And while the rest of the world remains stuck in mediocrity, distracted, weak, controlled, you stand above them, untouchable, a force of nature. So I'll leave you with one final question. Are you ready to stop being a slave to your mind? Are you ready to take control, to step into your full power, to become exactly who you were meant to be? Because if you are, then there is only one path forward. Dominate your thoughts. Dominate your thoughts. Dominate your reality. And in the end, the world will have no choice but to bow to But understand this. This path is not for the weak. This path will demand everything from you. It will force you to confront the darkest parts of yourself, the fears you've ignored, the weaknesses you've allowed to grow unchecked. It will strip away every illusion you've ever had about who you are and expose the truth. You are either in control or you are being controlled. There is no middle ground. The world is filled with men who think they are strong but crumble under pressure. The moment life gets tough, they fold. They fold. They fold. They complain. They retreat back into their comfort zones, telling themselves, "Well, maybe I wasn't meant for this." But the truth is, they were never in control to begin with. A real man, one who has fully mastered his mind, does not break. He does not entertain weakness. He does not allow self-doubt to take root, because he knows that the moment he allows even a single excuse, even a single thought of hesitation, he has already lost. And this is what most people don't understand. Controlling your mind is not something you do once. It is a lifelong battle. Every day, the world will try to pull you back into mediocrity. It will tempt you with distractions, with easy pleasure, with comfortable lies. It will whisper to you, take a break, you've done enough. Just relax. And in that moment, you will be faced with a choice. Do you let it creep back in, little by little, until it destroys you completely? Or do you fight? Because, make no mistake, this is a fight. A fight against every lazy instinct in your body. A fight against a world that wants you numb, weak, and obedient. A fight against the part of yourself that would rather take the easy way out. Most men lose this fight. Most men surrender without even realizing it. They let life push them around. They let their emotions dictate their actions. They become prisoners of their own undisciplined minds, forever stuck in the same cycle of failure and regret. But you are different. You are here because something inside you refuses to accept mediocrity. Something inside you is screaming that you were meant for more. You were meant for more. And that something is right. You were not born to be weak. You were not born to be average. You were born to conquer, to build, to lead, to lead. But the only way to do that, the only way is to become the master of your mind. And that means no more excuses, no more distractions, no more allowing fear, doubt, or hesitation to control you. It means waking up every single day with a single mission to dominate. Dominate your thoughts. Dominate your emotions. Dominate your emotions. Dominate your actions. Because if you do that, if you commit to that, then there is no limit to what you can achieve. The world does not belong to the weak. It does not belong to the hesitant. It belongs to the ruthless, to the ones who decide that they will not be stopped. So ask yourself right now, in this moment, who do you choose to be? The man who allows his mind to be controlled, or the man who controls everything? Decide. And once you do, never look back. And if you've truly made that decision, if you've chosen to take absolute control of your mind, then understand this. There is no turning back. You cannot unsee the truth. You cannot return to weakness without feeling disgusted by it. The moment you commit to dominance, to discipline, to the relentless pursuit of power, your old life is dead. And because the man you were before, the man who made excuses, who hesitated, who allowed distractions to control him, he no longer exists. You are now something else, something dangerous, something unstoppable. But this is where the real work begins, because power is not given. It is taken. It is taken, and it is maintained through constant, unwavering action. You cannot afford to slip, not even for a moment. The weak thoughts will try to return. The world will keep testing you. The distractions will never stop, but you will stop them. You will wake up every day and reinforce your mind like armor. You will sharpen your discipline like a blade. You will crush fear before it has the chance to grow. And eventually, you will look around and realize you are no longer like the others. You have risen above them. You are playing a completely different game, at a level they can't even comprehend. You will see them struggle with self-doubt, with hesitation, with weakness, and you will realize that you left that world behind long ago, because now you are in control, not just of your thoughts, just of your thoughts, not just of your emotions, but of your entire destiny. This is the power of mastering your mind. This is what separates the great from the forgotten. And the truth is, most will never reach this level. Most will read these words, feel inspired for a moment, and then go right back to their old habits. But you, if you've made it this far, if you truly understand what I've been saying, then you are not like them. You are one of the few. And the few, we own this world. Now go, take control. Make them remember your name.